What's good, everyone? This is DJ's Raw and Cut Truth, giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. Joined with the Honorable Coach Joe. Coach, how you doing? Peace and blessings, my brother.
Man, I'm doing great, DJ. I'm just real excited about the next game tomorrow night against the Lakers, our Lakers, who got thumped tonight
Mm.
in their game. I can't even think of who they even played right now. I'm like, wow. Anyway, they look so bad. They played Philadelphia. They look like
Yeah,
one good player and a bunch of role players. That's what it looked like. Because Embiid didn't go crazy like he normally. He's been getting 40, high 30s. He just got here at 26. So but anyway, they didn't have LeBron, so I guess But AD came back and he looked like the malingerer that I thought he seemed like he acts sometimes. And for those that don't know, that's a term that we used in the military to say somebody is kind of just being maybe a little extra about something because they want to get out of a certain duty.
you
Okay.
know what I think, Coach Joe,
Yeah.
and I may be
Yes.
wrong, but I believe that LeBron is trying to save up for that game because he got a little beef with MJ,
Mm,
and I think
mm,
he always likes playing the Hornets.
mm.
And
Well,
he's
I can
making
say
sure.
I can say this, DJ, that what the Lakers put on their website and on their app about the injury was they said he was questionable. So, that's exactly what that means. He's basically load managing,
Mm-hmm.
which he should be doing.
Yeah, if you're a veteran and you've been putting in work like LeBron James has, you should be load manager. I don't complain when veterans load manage.
I mean, LeBron is second in the league in scoring behind Durant.
Yes.
I mean, come on. He's shooting 50 something percent from the field and shooting like 38% from three. And he's shooting a lot of threes. So that's a hell of a percentage for as many threes as he shoot per game. So LeBron's having an amazing year. He really is.
Yeah, it's disappointing that the Lakers are underperforming because it's failing to mention most times that LeBron James is really, for his age, you can't remember another 38-year-old having this much impact.
Facts. Facts.
And no matter if you like LeBron James or not, you got to give him that credit.
That's right.
But Coach Joe, there's been something on my mind. This All-Star voting,
Mm-hmm.
and we try to tell the family about the potential messages you'll start hearing from media, and now it came through fruition. I didn't want to be right, Coach Joe. I know you didn't want to be right on this, but
No.
but the media has voted Lamelo number 8.
There it is.
And I'm not surprised.
There it is.
Coach Joe, what do you think about those you know those votes for Lamelo? Players voting Lamelo number 6, media voting Lamelo number 8.
You know, what it says is what is the reason why we exist.
Yes.
The reason for this in the first place, DJ, is because they paint by numbers. It's not time for them in their minds to step out on a limb and be truthful and honest. They have to paint by numbers. So they give us nonsense. I'm glad the players at least said, we play against this kid, and this was what we see. Number 6.
Exactly.
So that means, to me, that means a lot more to me. Because the bottom line is, the only people know how tough it is to play against Melo, or how good Melo is, are the people he's playing against. and the people that play the damn games. It's just so ridiculous, man. That we got these spokes. This matrix has set up these spokespeople to speak when people can speak for themselves, and they do speak for themselves, and they say just the most ridiculous, reductionist crap that you can think of. Always trying to slight us, always got some agenda, man. It's just so infuriating. Like Borrego after that record-setting, franchise-setting 153 or 58 points they scored the other day, and the starters not even playing, Melo included, not even playing most of only playing half of the fourth quarter, and they were up 30 something. And I knew he was going to take credit for it and try to say it was the system, So what did he say when they asked him? The first question was from Rod Boone was, when you see the point total for you guys, which is the most in franchise history, and Borrego goes, well, we were hot, we were due for that kind of game.
What?
What? Y'all would do for what kind of a game? Okay. The only people that really made a bunch of shots that was exceptional were Oubre and Melo. What are you talking about, dude? It's like he doesn't. It's like he looks for ways, and then he goes on to say, "We told the guys, before the game, to just go out and just be free and just let it go and just let it fly." Okay, really? We watch you take Melo out the game over and over and over. Been doing this since last year. Whenever he takes a shot and misses it and you don't like, or if he even makes it or gets hot, you take him out. You are such a fraud. Such a fraud. And then he starts going into taking credit for talking about, and he segues right into, and then we told him that we is code for coaches, told him. So you told him, and so that's how it got done. So all you got to do is just tell them, and they can score 158 points. You just tell them. You see how absurd this is, DJ?
It is, and
pulling the wool over people's eyes, man, like they really are, like this is really legitimate.
Coach Joe,
He
like,
goes,
like,
why? Well, before I forget it, DJ,
right?
he goes about the third quarter. It was our defense. We told him in the fourth quarter, in halftime, that we had to come out and play defense. Better defense. And then finally, one of the question came about Melo, and then he began to talk about Melo. See, the truth of the matter is that the team didn't just start shooting and all that. Melo started taking over the game in the third quarter, and then Oubre joined him, and then the rest of them piled on. And that's exactly what Oubre said when they interviewed him. DJ, that's exactly what he said.
This coach, man, he is a narcissist. His ego is just through the roof, and we talked about this before this video, and we was talking about how James Borrego would compliment everything else. Oh, his character, passing. He would never mention score, like you mentioned, Coach Joe.
Yep.
He
He
would
started
never
talking.
mention LaMelo scoring. You know
That's
why?
right. That's right.
I know you know why. It's because he doesn't want LaMelo to be who he is, which is an unconscious scorer who can heat up any time in the game based on rhythm.
You know what Oubre said? Oubre said, when they asked him, y'all can go back on the Charlotte app and look at it and see that interview. Okay, Oubre said, we go as Melo goes, and
Mm-hmm.
and he said, he says when Melo plays well, we also play well.
Yep.
He said we got to give it to the young boy. He said that. But yet we listening to Borrego talk all this old Charlie Brown womp talk, acting like it's legitimate. I knew he was going. I was just wondering how was he going to really turn this into him, something that never happened in the franchise's history. And we examined it on the post game. Me and our brother Aquarius, Law 21. We in the post game we brought the stats up. Oubre and Melo were the only ones that had double-figure shots, made double-figure shots. Melo made 11, Oubre made 14. See, and that's what we saw. Didn't we see that? I saw that on the when the game was played out. That's what we saw. Melo and Oubre, and a sprinkle here or there of Miles, a couple of baskets. Terry had a basket. Oubre had Book Knight had a basket here or two here, but it was consistently them.
Mm-mm-mm. You know what, Coach?
Yeah,
Mentioning Kelly Oubre, I'm really liking the addition with this Hornets team by having him as the sixth man. He's
yes,
comfortable in his role.
facts,
He plays the right way. He can
facts,
get his buckets without taking dumb shots.
facts,
He slashes. Again,
facts,
he slashes.
facts.
We got too many players on this team, Gordon Hayward and many others, who want to play ISO ball centric basketball, don't want to play the right way, don't want to play to the level and to the creativity of Lamelo Ball. Lamelo is a creator. He's going to give you the assist.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly Oubre understands this, and that's why he's benefiting.
Mm-hmm.
Miles Bridges understands this, and that's why he's in voting of an all-star. He may make it, he may not, but he's been closer than he ever has since LaMelo has played on this team.
Look, he was without a contract at the end of his rookie deal. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's keep it real. He was for sure. We letting you go, and now we don't want to let you go because we don't think you've reached your ceiling. Why? Playing with Melo. Get out of here, man. This thing is
And
so
all that what Coach Joe just stated was truth. I remember articles of people saying, well, when Miles Bridges' contract is up, here are some options what they can do.
facts.
They were trying to get rid of Miles Bridges. That is the truth. Way before
Facts.
LaMelo even got on this team.
Facts. Facts.
It all changed when Miles Bridges finally plays with a point guard who not only wants to put on a show, but wants his teammates to be a part of winning, a part of something. LaMelo's a winner.
Mm-hmm.
He's battle tested too.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a player his age in the NBA right now that has been through what LaMelo has been through, from
Facts.
Lithuania, from having his ranking taken away, and then people saying that since he played in the JBA, he's not NBA talent. When he's a 6 foot something point guard with all those handles and skill, they got the nerve to say he's not an NBA point guard. He comes right back into high school. He almost averages a triple double at Spire, and for that they say he's a number 22 overall player. And then when he wins Rookie of the Year, everybody's saying, "Man, I didn't see that coming." No, you did see that. You did see his talent. You didn't want to believe it
Facts.
because you hated his family.
Facts. 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 See, and it gets more absurd by the moment with all of these phony, fake, straw man, and these poor productions that they try to put on to hide it. That's why I love the players. I said to you guys on one of the streams, the players have mutiny on JB already because they're starting to tell the truth. See, well, Melo ain't the only one now that'll come up. And I noticed that Rod Boone did something very interesting when he interviewed Melo after the game because they interviewed JB first, And what it was is he asked Melo a question about something that JB said without attributing it, without telling Melo JB had said it earlier. He just acted like it was just something that was just said. I was like, why didn't he say that the coach said that?
Wow.
I'm like, okay, because they just want to know that they know if they just ask Melo, he'll just tell it straight if he just if he feels like there's no agenda.
Coach Joe, man. Uh, if I was Lamelo, I'd probably be a little pettier. I'm not gonna lie, Coach Joe. If I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't an All Star, if I was in his shoes, knowing the type of season, when you're 20 years old and you're almost averaging 20 points per game and almost averaging a triple double, and you're barely getting starters minutes. I mean, Lamelo's getting barely 31 minutes per game. The average starters minutes in the NBA, especially for a franchise point guard, is at least 35 minutes a game. Usually they get more than that. Let's be honest.
Facts.
And for
And
that to be,
I'm sorry, DJ, and he had the nerve to say nothing changed. I'm telling you, it was comical. I'm like, wow, this dude, wow, just do it right in your face. Just right in your face. Just tell you stuff. It's just when you watch the games, it's just just patently just a lie. Just right in your face. Because ain't
I
no
got a
com.
question, Coach Joe.
Mm-hmm.
If LaMelo hypothetically does not make an All Star this year, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to hear about, well, this next year,
Right.
LaMelo's operating on a different clock mentally. If he
Mm-hmm.
does not make the All Star team this year, what do you think LaMelo may do?
Um, the thing about Melo to me that is gives me pause, DJ, about when it comes to questions like this, is that uh, I'm not so sure how strongly JJ and LeVar are weighing on certain subjects and certain influences on influences with Melo. I mean, you know what I mean, and then just him, um, you know, you know, um, he had to go through these things that you just enumerated, you just talked about. He had to live through all of those situations and persevere through them, right?
Hmm.
So when you in it and having to go through it, and from the outside it looked janky, on the inside it's like, wow, look what this kid did. He just thrived at every level. See, but tonight, when I was looking at the end of the Timber the Timberwolves and Ant-Man against Golden State tonight, they talked on Inside the NBA. They opened up to the starters tonight and let us know who the starters are, and the reserves will come up in February. But they picked Kenny, Shaq, and Charles. They picked, and Kenny picked Lamelo. Charles and Ernie, or Shaq and Ernie picked Miles Bridges, and not Lamelo. See, and Kenny gave his reason why. And he sounded like Oubre. See, Oubre said something else, DJ, that was very interesting to me in his interview. He said that he's so proud of Mel. He said, "I'm so proud of the young boy because, I just told him to keep going. No matter what. No matter what. No matter no matter what you got to go through." I took it back. I was like, "What? What did he say? Say that again." So they know he's telling. Yes, they see what he has to go through. He's telling you that he ain't out there just playing. The way Ant-Man is free. The way I saw him tonight against Golden State, looking free as a bird. Out there
And,
just playing.
and coach, speaking of
Yeah.
Ant-Man, when you watch Anthony Edwards play, it's his team.
Facts.
Despite all that Karl Anthony Towns is doing, Karl Anthony Towns is averaging 24 points per game, more than 10 rebounds per game. He's balling.
Yep.
But everybody knows this is Anthony Edwards' team. See, that's the difference. And shout out to Karl Anthony Towns for not having the ego to make it a worse situation. Karl Anthony Towns knows he's not a vocal leader like that. He's never been.
Facts.
But he's a
Facts.
talented player.
Facts.
Since he understands this, and since he understands that the Timberwolves were they haven't been ish for years.
Facts.
Ever since KG was playing on that team. He knows this. But the energy that Anthony Edwards has right now is something that the Timberwolves haven't had in years.
Mm-hmm.
And they're taking advantage of that right now. The Timberwolves are doing a lot better this year in the Western Conference
Facts.
than they have in the past. That's what good organizations do, even organizations that were known for losing. The Timberwolves are handling their situation with Anthony Edwards way better than the Hornets are doing with Lamelo. I don't care about the win-loss record. The Hornets only got a couple more wins than the Timberwolves. It's not a big difference.
Facts.
That's the difference.
And the Timberwolves, I mean, and the Hornets don't have a Karl Anthony Town talent on their team.
Oh, not at all.
Not at all. Okay, not even close. Okay, so let's so we can say we can say a scratch between Melo and Ant. Let's say they cancel each other out. Okay, who's the equivalent to Cat? Miles? No. Gordon? No. Terry? No. Who? No, they don't have nobody. Nobody that the GM, not one of them players on that team, when they have that annual GM survey where they ask the GMs who would they are the current players who would they want to begin a franchise with. None of them dudes' names came up ever in their careers, but Karl Anthony Towns has.
Yep.
Okay,
I'm gonna keep
so
it all the way real with y'all.
yes.
If
So
you,
I'm sick of these dudes perpetrating like they have done something. Okay.
mm-hmm.
Like they've done something in the NBA. They've done something. Done what? Except performed at a sufficient enough level to be a journeyman. Congratulations. I mean, hey, if that's the goal, because most players out of the 400 or 500 or so that play in the NBA, most are going to go that way. That's fine. I'm happy for you. But Melo needs ballers that can play and that understand the game. See, not these pretend dudes who are sometimey. See, you don't need that.
Man, you hit the nail on the head, Coach Joe. Uh, Players like Gordon Hayward. Gordon Hayward is like the player out of high school varsity in basketball, right? That he's the fourth option, has some talent, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he's not the go-to guy.
Mm-mm.
And let's say he transferred to another school with lesser talent,
Mm-hmm.
taking credit of past success
Mm-hmm.
for not
Mm-hmm.
being the guy. That's
Right.
Gordon Hayward.
Right. Right. That's a good analogy. Very good analogy.
That
See,
is
see, see, see. This is the thinking that they have, DJ. I know. I think they consider Gordon to be the grown up in the room. I'll repeat. They see Gordon as the grown up in the room. Okay. No, let's not get it twisted. See, and because they don't trust Lamelo Ball. And part of the reason they don't trust Lamelo Ball is because they coach don't trust Lamelo Ball fully. So his insecurity about Lamelo Ball comes out in how he treats Lamelo Ball, and then conversely makes what he feels and what they feel about Gordon being the guy who is the grown up in the room, and they need him when they go off the reservation or when to help them come back and know how to find their way back when their better impulse, their lesser impulses come out. This is what they think. This is how they think that we can't. For the most part, when other tribe members are around and they're a little older and we're younger, well, we just can't. We need them. We can't. We can't. We don't know how to function without them. It's laughable because he's getting $30 million to do what? See, that's the part that they never want you to remember when they critique him, when they talk about him being the glue and the grunt and all this other stuff, and he's he done $30 million. That's what you get. That's what you get with him. And you're telling me that you can't move him when that thing is going to be expiring, and then only after it's one. I think it's one more year on that thing. After next year, it's going to be expiring, and I know that you can. Some people would love to have him like his hometown team. He should go there, and they have assets to return, to make a deal. He's clearly, they don't need him to be the grown up in the room. In other words, the teacher's pet, the spy in the room. They don't need that.
Oh no.
And as long as they keep operating like that, this is what we're going to get.
Yeah, Gordon Hayward. He's not a good fit for this team. He's not a great fit at all.
Mm-mm.
He slows up the pace.
Mm-hmm.
He does more of what JB wants to do, and doesn't want to do what's best for the team. So if you're the Hornets, cut your losses. Trust me, if the Hornets make this trade and trade Gordon Hayward to Indiana and get some good pieces back and get a big man, all will be forgiven. Now I will
Mm-hmm.
still remember how they screwed LaMelo's minutes, of course, but I'll forgive, like
Mm-hmm.
any other fan will forgive. But this team, man, they could do so much better with their roster. This roster is like, I mean, it's like a collage right now, Coach. They
Mm-hmm.
putting so much stuff together and trying to make it work. But cut your losses because you got to pay Miles Bridges. You don't want him to get in the market,
Mm-hmm.
and LaMelo's contract. And if you
Mm-hmm.
think that you're gonna allow this All Star, let's say he doesn't make an All Star, and they assume, oh, LaMelo doesn't have to get close to $300 million. He's gonna get his asking price.
Mm-hmm.
LaMelo has something that other players do not have.
That's
He's
right.
marketable.
That's right.
You can never take that away from him,
That's right.
ever. So, Hornets management, you got some decisions to make. You cannot sit down and just be happy that your organization is just tops of the NBA in merchandise because of LaMelo.
Right.
Hello, we're making money. We're good to go. We don't need to improve our team.
Right. Right.
They can't sit there, coach, at
Mm-mm.
all.
Mm-mm.
If
And
they
and
do,
I think they scared DJ. To be honest with you, I think there's some level of fear there, and uh, a lot of people have talked around and talked for Melo about him staying in Charlotte, and people have inferred this and that, but I don't believe that they think he's going to be there. I really believe that, and I believe that's why we see this uneven treatment. It makes no sense at all. If the players are telling you that this is our guy, that this guy is the guy, that we need this guy's energy, we need this guy playing at a high level, we need this guy to be free, and you talking about other stuff tells me that this is a divided house. They ain't on one page.
Man, you keeping it real. You are keeping it real, OG.
I'm tired of this nonsense, man. This thing is ridiculous, man. This kid is, I mean, the enormity of what happened the other night. And this is what Oubre said. Oubre said, because reporters tried to set him up. About the triple double. A reporter asked him, "Do you guys talk about it over there on the bench of getting Melo the triple double and stuff?" Oubre say, "Nah, not really. I didn't even know he was even close." I mean, I remember looking up at this score thing, and I think he had 3 rebounds at some point. And at the end of the game, he had a triple double. I was like, what happened? But that's just Melo. That's what Oubre said. That's just Melo. When Melo's playing free, when Melo's being him himself, he plays well. We play well. And when the reporter asks Melo why they broke the record, okay, what does he think the reason is? He said we got out and we ran and we played defense and we turned defense into offense. We played fast. And we know, those of us that watched that game know that a big part of that playing fast was Melo and Book Night.
A fun duo, coach. When I watch Lamelo and Book Night play, it's energy, synergy.
Sure is.
Lamelo knows where he's going. Book Night knows where he's going. And believe it or not, Book Night has more defensive potential than Terry Rozier.
Facts.
It's not even close.
Well, first of all, he's more athletic.
Yeah, that helps.
I mean,
And
he's
he's
way more
taller.
athletic.
And Book Night loves this game.
Oh, yeah, he does.
He never lets anyone try to punk him on the court or try to just sun him.
Mm-hmm.
You need that as an NBA team. You need dogs on your roster. He's a dog.
Mm-hmm. They asked JB about that. Was he surprised? And so he called it edgy. He said, "Yeah, we need edgy." He said, Book Night surprised him. He didn't know he had that. See, that type of nonsense, saying that type of stupidity. You actually didn't know he came from New York City, and you don't know how New York players at his size, what he had to be growing up to be able to distinguish himself and make it to the NBA. You don't know that? And you say you've been in the NBA for 20 years. Well, what you been doing other than having your head halfway up past somebody's anal passage up there trying to... Anyway, let me leave that alone. I mean, this is laughable. You didn't watch the kid in college. You don't know. Everybody know Book Night got that moxie, that attitude, that he's New York style player. That toughness. What are you talking about?
Coach Joe, you can tell some of these coaches don't watch basketball, even if they're...
This guy say some stuff, man. That he's supposed to have been an academic All-American. I don't know
what.
Well, yes, but let's face it was San Diego State. I mean San Diego, not San Diego State. San Diego State is the one that was good. Had Fisher. San Diego is the one that's just, it's just not that, it's not known for that. So he got an academic scholarship there. Okay. So it
Coach
tells you
Joe,
he's not a
I
player.
remember watching Book Knight play for UConn.
Mm-hmm.
He carried that team.
There we
He
go. Let's
carried them
keep
to
it
the
real.
NCAA tournament.
Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. See, because look, that's an indictment on him that he didn't know that, and it's an indictment on his coaches, all them ones he got over there, with the exception of one of them. I'll leave that out. One of them to me, that they didn't let him know that. It's really amazing to me that he didn't see it in all these scrimmages, and he didn't see it in all of the preseason games, the G League games. Really? Is he really that blind to who his players are personality wise? I imagine so. Wow. Wow. That's illuminating, family. It don't take a rocket science to know that. But it does take a certain familiarity, I guess. And many of these coaches don't have the familiarity. They don't know. And they just guessing. And that's what he's doing, guessing. I knew he was going to get in front of the press and be stuck. I knew it because there is nothing in his lexicon, if you will, that explains the team playing the way Melo been wanting to play since he got there, the way LeVar taught him to play, fast, scrambling around on defense, turning the ball over, quickly turning it into offense. That's how they did it, didn't they? Because it was 71-70 at halftime.
Sure was, and people were pointing out, oh, the low turnovers. I don't care if LaMelo had a bunch of turnovers.
Facts.
If he's still pushing the ball and controlling the pace, that's all I care about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Everybody, it seemed like a lot of people who never watched LaMelo throughout his career, they were in awe. Wow, I've never seen this. Is the best type of basketball I've ever seen from LaMelo.
Mm.
No, this is the first time LaMelo was free.
Mm.
Let me repeat that.
Facts.
It was the first time in his NBA career LaMelo was free.
Facts. Facts.
This coach got him just shackled into hindering his potential. He's
Facts.
locking his potential by trying to turn him into Tony Parker or Manu Ginobili. And I get it,
Right.
they're champions, but
Right.
those are two players who sacrificed their careers for the quote unquote better of the team. Because
Facts.
Popovich would tell them, oh, we can't win if you score 26 a game. Bullshit.
Facts.
As long as you got Tim Duncan back there, you can still win. Coach Joe, if Manu Ginobili scored 28 points per game in those Spurs championship years, they would have still won, right?
Facts.
It wouldn't have changed a thing.
No, but see, this is what it is, DJ. There are certain ideas that float around in our society that when you one of them, you have to when you another the other tribe members, that you have to come in and you have to police. You have to install, you have to just install discipline. You got to make sure the house is in order because they can't do it by themselves. See, there are many that believe that even to this day, how absurd it is. How patently absurd that is. See,
Man.
and it came out the other night because he couldn't stop that avalanche. There's nothing he could do. See, because it got rolling so fast, so quick that before he knew it, they was in it. So he couldn't do nothing but ride it, and that's what he did.
JB needed Lamelo without even saying it, Coach Joe.
Oh my stars, absolutely. The minutes showed. The two who played the most minutes on that team on the floor the other night was Lamelo first, Oubre second. Them two played the most minutes. Go look at it. I mean, he had nothing to say about Melo having a plus minus when he lives by that thing of 45. Plus 45. The closest person to him had a plus 20. Melo had a plus 45 for you analytics people. And JB didn't mention it at all. That tells you he has an agenda. You know he saw it. You know, because I know he saw it because they give the coaches the sheets, and I know he looked at it before he went up to the press. He know all the percentages, know all of the essentials: rebounding, turnovers, the score percentages, field goal, 3-point, all that, steals, all that, offensive rebounding, and all of he knows it. But he chose not to say it. And the first time when he started talking, this is one thing he does too. Whenever he starts talking about Melo and how advanced and how special Melo is, he always got to bring in Terry and Gordon and Manny Moore and Jack.
Coach Joe, I wanted to bring up something that's been on my mind.
Mm-hmm.
The Hornets media let down Lamelo.
Yep.
This whole time, when everybody knows the All-Star voting rules, it's unwritten rules.
Yep.
The unwritten rules are you only promote your top two players.
That's
if
right.
there is top two players.
That's right. If you have them, that's right.
If you have them.
Mm-hmm.
They was out here promoting 7, sometimes 8 players.
Mm-hmm. Bush League.
And couldn't have the respect to give Lamelo his own
space.
Respect. His
That's
own
right.
space of
His
retweets.
own space. That's right. That he deserved. That he persevered through to get. That he had to fight to get. Go ahead, my brother. I'm sorry.
No. You cooking right now. But I would like to add, every time LaMelo had a big game, you realize that they will not only retweet his candidacy for All-Star, right? But somebody else. It'll be LaMelo and Miles Bridges, LaMelo and Rozier, LaMelo and Cody Martin. Come on, man.
Yep.
LaMelo and Plumlee, a.k.a. Blumley.
Right. Facts.
Who does this?
Bush League.
And for Borrego, coach, James Borrego, one of the few coaches in the NBA, I've seen every single coach this past season talk up their player or two about they deserve to be an all-star. James Borrego didn't do it for LaMelo this season.
Wow.
Now tell me if I'm lying or not.
Wow.
Not one time James Borrego has said, I really feel that LaMelo should be an all-star. He didn't say it in the last game they had.
Wow.
That tells you all you need to know.
They asked Kelly Oubre. He said, "Of course,
Mm-hmm.
of course, he's an all-star. Do you see what he does?"
Here's the crazy part. After that game, after the historic triple-double, Why nobody else on this team retweeted or mentioned Lamelo being an All Star?
Facts. Facts.
But you keep telling us, oh man, they're great friends. Everybody, they're cool. They may be cool with Lamelo off the court, but do they really believe in Lamelo and his talent? Do they respect him as a man?
No, they see him as a boy, a kid,
Yes, you're right, Coach, and that's the problem.
and that is the problem. And
That's why
that's
they
why,
need
and
to
that,
rectify that roster.
that's right. That's why Terry and Gordon need to go.
I should make a
Facts.
hashtag, Coach Joe. No more teachers' pets.
That's right.
I'm tired
And
of the teachers' pets.
that's right.
Last year was Tay Bay, Devontae Graham. This year, he's trying to do it with Ish Smith,
This year
Gordon
it's Cody
Hayward.
Martin. It's Cody Martin this year.
Oh yeah, definitely Cody Martin. Cody Martin, he's on the skid right now. He's just not playing as well as he did earlier in the season, and it's probably because of COVID.
Yep.
It-
Yep.
I
Everybody's
mean,
off. I mean, I was just thinking about it. I was seeing while you were talking, DJ, and we were looking at the team. I was seeing in my mind's eye Melo assisting Oubre on all them wide open, just catch and shoots. That Oubre ain't got to do nothing. I was just looking at that, and I'm just you flowing it through my mind as Oubre. You are absolutely right. Oubre is scoring with the least amount of effort he's probably ever had in his entire career. Because Melo just giving him butler service, and he said it. One of the questions they asked Melo about Oubre and how hot. He said, "KO, man." He said, "Man, when KO get hot, man, I'm just gonna get him the ball wherever, man. Wherever he at, it don't matter. Just you gonna get it."
and that's the great thing about Lamelo that they don't talk about, Coach.
That's right. That's
Lamelo
right.
feeds the hot hand. He's not
That's right.
biased. He's not, oh, you're my favorite teammate. I'm gonna give you the ball more. If you're open, if you're catching fire, he's gonna give you the ball.
Facts. Facts. And if he know you need to be jump started, he'll jump start your ass. See, it's so much that Melo does. I mean, he'll jump start you like sometimes Miles needs to be jump started, and he'll jump start him. So Gordon needs to be jump started. He's that old Motor T, so you got to crank that cranker. So Melo's. You notice a lot of times Gordon's the first shot. The first play is ran for Gordon to get the first shot. So a lot of times if you watch Melo, he'll make sure Gordon get the first 2 or 3 shots. And I know what he's doing to get him going. Let's get him going. Let's get him going, because if we can get him going, he can run off a few in the first half. See, and then we can take us young ones, we can close it out in the second half. And that's what they did that's what they did the other night. That's why Borrego was stuck talking nonsense, saying stuff that just anybody could see. It's like, really, dude? They was hot. That's what you saw, that y'all were hot. Wow.
Pathetic. But Coach Joe, man, thank you for joining the show, man. As always, man. Any last words before we
Yeah,
roll out, my brother?
I just want to say, DJ, I appreciate you so much, man. I needed this as well. I needed to be able to just, because I was listening to those interviews, and I just finished watching a team play like Borrego thinks he's trying to get mold Charlotte into, which is Golden State, and Clay's looking more like himself. And he was out there. Him and Steph. They were 10 for 17 from 3. Them two together today, and it's just so wait till Draymond get back. He's just gonna be throwing him Butler service, and he think that you can just have that kind of play that way and have that kind of talent by doing what, waving a magic wand, dude. Get off yourself. So so the family, I just want them to know, let y'all know this. You always get the raw truth here. This is Raw Truth Media right here. Right here, this is what it is. Because we're going to give it to you straight. Melo did say, DJ, that the team gonna go as well as the point guard goes, and he acknowledged he's the point guard. So there it
Oh
is.
yeah, yeah. Talk that stuff. Also support, donate to Coach Joe $Base Cat, and also show love to the brother Aquarius Law 21 at $Aquarius 2112. Coach
Well,
Joe,
thank.
before I go,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to bring this up because it was
Mm-hmm.
it was in my head, but I'm trying to
Yeah.
remember. I'm trying to
Yeah.
remember because this was a good point. It was a great point. I can't believe I lost. But I wanted to. Please forgive me, Coach. It was in my
Okay.
head.
No, sometimes that happens. That's why I'm not saying anything because I know until you
Man,
catch it.
man, 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 man,
What was
man,
it?
man,
Was it
man, man,
about
man.
Lamelo and how they treating him? About the All Star thing? Um, Nothing's jogging.
Oh,
Huh?
I was gonna mention about Andrew Wiggins. Andrew
Yes, Wiggins.
Wiggins had less points, less rebounds, less assists, less efficiency than LaMelo Ball. He's an all-star starter,
Facts.
thanks to voting, apparently.
Right. And thanks to the NBA for allowing him to come through. They think they slick.
Yeah, that
They
that
think
was
they slick.
politics right there.
Come on, man. They think they slick. You ain't that slick.
I mean, this got to be the worst. I mean, he's got to be the worst all-star statistically to make. Remember that year that Josh Howard made it with the
Mm-hmm.
Mavericks?
Yep.
That reminds me of that. But I
Yep.
thought that Josh Howard was a better player. He
Mm-hmm.
was more
Mm-hmm.
impactful.
Josh Howard was nice on that Mavericks team.
Yeah, he
He,
was a
he played
lot
his he
better
played
than.
his role.
Yeah, yeah, he was a lot better than Wiggins. That shocked me.
Right.
But
But Wiggins has turned into I think he's found a home there. He's very comfortable there. And to me, the way he's playing now, he's an upgrade of when they had Harrison Barnes
oh yeah, it's not even
when
close.
they won the championship. This team to me is this Golden State team is very good.
They are.
They are very good, man. They are
If they
very
win it all, I would not be surprised.
not at all. Not at all.
But I
Because
wanted to mention.
I just can't imagine DJ when Draymond gets back, the way he passes the ball and his
Oh
IQ, you
man,
gotta have you gotta have two people chasing them two. Who has two players? Who has a team that two players can chase them two dudes? I don't know nobody. I mean, I'm thinking right, Kyrie gonna chase him and James. Nope. Nope. Kyrie and James Harden ain't gonna chase them two all game. They are not. Through all them screens, they are not.
well, I wanted to tell you, Coach, but the fan voting
Yes.
in the West Coast.
Hmm.
I mean, they think that players don't think about this stuff.
That's right.
The the big market teams,
Hmm.
they
Hmm.
get it done. You look at the
Hmm.
Hornets social media team and the buffoonery that they just did. 8 players retweeted for All Stars. Come on now.
8 players.
I saw
Was
some.
one
I
day
saw
was one of
some.
them the janitor?
Yeah, I saw some
We got the best janitor.
Borrego defenders on Twitter saying, "Man, if Lamelo doesn't, they're panicking. They hope Lamelo gets an All Star because they know they're not going to say it. They know, like we know, if this brother doesn't make an All Star team, I'm not saying I could read Lamelo's mind, but it will be it will be tough for him to stay in Charlotte when his contract is on. That's just what I believe.
You know what? I can see it, but I also, I can see Melo staying as well. I mean, because if there's one thing about Melo that we can count on is that something gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
See, something's gonna
But,
happen.
and coach, LaMelo stays if you got a point, if he gets what he wants.
Well, I mean, What I'm gonna be looking at is Miles. I'm gonna be looking at what they do with Miles because this is gonna be a big free agency
Right.
period and a big offseason. They gonna have to do something with Gordon because I really believe if they let Miles go, I believe Melo is gone because I think that uh, uh,
Mm,
because I think that
it's
Miles I
gonna be
think that Melo.
trouble, trouble.
Yeah, see, I think that Melo feels like him and Miles can coexist. Miles can get off and he can get off too. Their games don't conflict
They don't.
at
And
all.
also
Just
make
like
sure
Oubre's game
to
doesn't conflict with his.
Lamelo, Miles, and I say Oubre because Oubre just fits with Lamelo's game.
He sure does.
And Book Night. I say Book Night because Book
Oh,
Night,
book night especially. Yes, yes, book night too.
everybody else
Absolutely.
can go.
Yeah. Although I'm feeling I'm feeling some feelings toward that Thor though, man. I kind of want Thor to be around, man. It's something
Oh,
about Thor
I
I
should
like.
have mentioned that name too. Yeah, JT Thor. I like his
You know what I mean?
potential.
Yeah, something about Thor, man. I'm mad at myself too because I'll be saying other stuff. You know what I'm saying, DJ? I ain't gonna say it now. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
See, that's
But
my
thank you
overall
all.
love. That's my overall love coming through.
I was gonna mention first. Thank you all for tuning in, and also make sure to tune in to the Lakers versus Hornets stream, Coach Joe and Aquarius Law 21. We'll have the link in the description box and in the comment section. Peace and blessings, and we're off.